Hey there guys, my name's Evilman and I'm here to bring you guys a Pokemon Black and White Wi-Fi battle against today's opponent Rampage529. I found this guy on the Smogon Wi-Fi Battle Finder and it was actually a really close match. Since this is my first video, let's tell you guys a little bit about myself. I've been playing Pokemon since I was about 5. As far as competitive battles, I've been playing for a long time, back in like Diamond and Pearl when it started to actually get popular. I mean, it's a really fun game, and I've finally decided to bring my battles to YouTube. So without any further ado, let's start this battle up. Alright, so as you may notice, I have a cool background in my battle, which I thought was a nice little addition. So to start things off, my opponent's going to lead off with a specially defensive Heatran. And I'm going to go ahead and lead off with Deoxys D. Now this Deoxys D is a little different because it's heavily speed invested, which allows it to outspeed a lot of common OU leads, and it really has not a bulk to it still too. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the taunt, knowing this is specially defensive Tran just based on the team preview, and I was correct in assuming because he does go for Stealth Rock. Next he's going to withdraw his Heatran, and he's going to go into Latios. Now I thought this was a little bit of a weird switch because Latios can't do a lot to me except for really hit me with a Draco, and even that won't take me out. So I'll go ahead and go for the Stealth Rocks on the switch, and next I'm going to go for the Spikes, but here he does something a little different, and he goes for Trick. Tricking me is Choice Specs. Now, my Deoxys D doesn't really have any attacking moves, so Choice Specs are a pretty big thing to hurt it. I also end up giving him my leftovers, which does make a little bit of a difference in the end. I'm going to go ahead and go for Spikes here, like I said, and just try to get up as many levels of entry hazards as I can, because entry hazards are vital to this team. Next he's going to withdraw his Latios, and he's going to go into Terrakion. Now, seeing Terrakion, I'm assuming this has to be a boosting Terrakion. Swords Dance or Rock Polish in some way, or else he wouldn't have brought it in, because there's no way one X Scissor will take me out. So I'm going to keep going for Spikes, and this is a little bit of a risky play, because if I let him set up too much, he might just demolish my entire team, which would not be a good thing. So right here, like I assumed, he does go for Swords Dance, which is a little unfortunate. But I'm going to have to keep setting up those Spikes because I really feel the entry hazards are going to be worth it in the end. So right here, I'm going to make a switch out into Jirachi. Now, I'm going to switch into Jirachi because I feel that there is going to be a close combat or something heavy coming in. And he decides to go for Stone Edge. So, Stone Edge, even on my Jirachi, which is heavily defensively invested, it does not take it well at all, even with it not very effective. Right here, he takes a little bit of Life Orb damage, which will help in the end because I want to take this thing out quickly. So right here, I'm going to go for Body Slam, hoping I can live, but unfortunately this X Scissor is going to take me out, which really sucked. I mean, I really do not like a boosted Terrakion on the field with that high speed and a Life Orb. Ugh. So here I'm going to go into my Frigidaire, my Rotom Wash, and I'm going to go for that Hydro Pump to take it out since I have a Scarf, but of course I miss. I mean, 85 accuracy and I still miss. And here I take a big close combat right to the face. Of course that's going to KO. Stab, Life Orb, +2. Ugh, it's looking horrible. So, after Rotom dies, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go into my Conkeldurr, who's named Armstrong. So anyone who's seen Full Metal Alchemist, you might get the reference. Right here, I'm going to go for Mach Punch, but he's going to withdraw. I can't afford to not go for Mach Punch and overpredict, though. Here he goes into his Jellicent, which isn't a bad thing necessarily. I do carry the payback, but my Mach Punch is basically useless now. So here, I find out he has leftovers, so he's not some weird Specs or whatever variant you guys see nowadays. So here he goes for the taunt, expecting me to want to bulk up, maybe on a status move that he was going to go for, but I think it's a better priority just to take this thing out as quick as possible. I don't like Jellicent, I don't even like using it on my own teams. Unfortunately, that payback is not going to take it out, even though I went second. It's just a little too much HP, and it sucks. So right here, he's going to go for Toxic, which I see what he's going for, but that's going to give me the Guts boost. But fortunately, it misses, and I'm able to land a big payback right on his face and knock him out, which was really good. So next, my opponent is going to go ahead and bring in his stupid specially defensive Heatran, which I thought was a really weird play again, because why would you bring in special defensive Tran on Conkeldurr? I can obviously one-hit it, or one-shot it, so why would you do it? But he goes for Toxic again. Obviously, he feels Conkeldurr is a huge counter to his team, which is okay with me because I get that big guts boost. Here I hit it with a Drain Punch, making sure if he goes for Lava Plume or anything else, I'll get all that HP back. The Drain Punch is going to be enough to knock it out though, which is always a good thing. So here I'm going to start taking that Toxic damage, which is really going to start to rack up here in a minute. And my taunt wears off, so now if I feel the need, I can bulk up. Right here, he's going to go ahead and bring in his Landorus, which gets hit by the Stealth Rocks, which is actually going to help. Here he goes for Earthquake, which is going to do a pretty hefty chunk, looking at the damage. But I'm going to sit here and go for Payback, just trying to get some damage in. I know Conkeldurr is going to die sooner or later, and I want to make sure it breaks a big hole in his team. So, after some boring after-turn effects, which take far too long in my opinion, we're going to go ahead and hit this thing hard with a Mach Punch. Only, for some weird reason, my opponent decides to switch back into Terrakion. Maybe as death fodder, trying to rack up some toxic damage? That's my only idea, or maybe he thought the Mach Punch wouldn't kill. But with all those layers of Stealth Rocks and Spikes, he's definitely going down. Bam! Right to your face, son! Critical hit at that, and that's basically all the luck I'm going to end up getting this match, guys, is bad luck. Getting crits that don't matter, getting just random bits of strokes of luck that really would have helped back, you know, with an 80% chance to hit Hydro Pump. So here he's going to bring in his Latios, which is actually the smartest play he could have gone for. And right here, I know I'm going to die, so I decide to go for some Mach Punch, just to get that little bit of damage in, which will make the hugest difference in the end. Now here, he's going to go for the Surf, which is a smarter play over going for, say, Draco Meteor, because then he would have had that -2 special attack, which would have sucked. So, Armstrong's finally down. It's a sad day. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Insomniac, my Gengar. Look at that. Shiny and pretty. Oh yeah. Here he's going to withdraw his Latios, and he's going to go ahead and he's going to go into his Ferrothorn, and I should have seen this coming and set up a sub, or gone for Focus Blast. Any of the smart plays. Anything would have been better than going for this Shadow Ball. So, here I go for the Shadow Ball, maybe hoping for a Spadef drop, just, you know, out of some sort of luck, but of course I don't get it. Sad, sad day. So I'm going to go ahead and this turn set up the Substitute, hoping that the Substitute might last through a Power Whip, but unfortunately he has Gyro Ball, and since Ferrothorn is such a slow Pokemon, I'm not going to be able to have a Substitute live it. I get my HP back though a little bit with my Black Sludge, thanks to... But he's also going to get some leftovers. So this turn I decide to just not even risk it, go straight for the Focus Blast. But of course, Focus Blast turns into Focus Miss. And he's going to hit me hard with a Power Whip. And Power Whip, of course, gets a critical hit. Look at that, 12 HP left. So this time I can't even set up the sub if I wanted to. So my only option is to go ahead and go for another Focus Blast. I don't really want to preserve Gengar at 28 HP because it won't be doing me much good. So I go for another Focus Blast, and of course I miss again. Oh god. And then he's going to go for a Gyro Ball and just knock me out, making Gengar absolutely useless in this match, just like my Rotom was. Oh, luck, how you fail me so often. Alright, next I'm going to bring out Sapphira, and you may notice this Dragonite is silver. And that's because I decided to go and change its palette from green as a shiny Dragonite into silver. I kind of like it better. So here he's going to go for a Gyro Ball as I set up a Substitute. And unfortunately, that Gyro Ball is still going to be able to take out that sub, which absolutely sucks. Also, I have leftovers. So you might notice that this is a little bit of a weird set on Dragonite. Dragonite is basically made for phasing. It has Substitute, Roost, Thunder Wave, and Dragon Tail. And right here, I'm going to go ahead and go for the Thunder Wave, which I know might not seem like it's the biggest deal on a Ferrothorn. It's already slow, and what am I doing? Increasing Gyro Ball's power? Yay me, right? So right here, he's going to go for that Gyro Ball again, and this time, I'm really hoping to get a Parahack somewhere down the road, so that way I can set up another Substitute, and then I can Dragon Tail it out. So, like I said, right here, this part is pretty bland and boring, so you might want to go make a sandwich or something, or at least tell your girlfriend to make you one. As I said, here comes the Root. Here comes the roost, and it's going to be a lot of him gyro balling, and a lot of me stalling until I can get him out. HP goes up, gyro ball comes in. Probably should have sped this part up for you guys, but I really kind of wanted to show the Silver Dragonite because it's so pretty. Don't you guys think? Eh. Anywho, more leftovers. Blah, blah, blah. So, I'm going to take this time to say, how you guys doing? Yeah, I know, you're watching computers. You're sitting here watching YouTube, being bored. Well, guess what? You get to see a Silver Dragonite in a blue battle today. Ah, this is boring, you guys probably aren't even listening. Okay, so here he's going to switch things up, and he's going to go for Leech Seed. Now, this Leech Seed does make a pretty big difference, because now it means Multiscale is basically non-existent, which sucks. Multiscale is probably Dragonite's biggest advantage in this OU metagame, full of big, bulky, and fast sweepers. So right here I'm going to set up one last substitute, because at this point I'm getting sick and tired of this stall war. And with the Leech Seed on his side, I'm really not going to end up winning. Now right here I probably should have gone for another Roost, but I decided that I would be safe just going for the Dragon Tail at this point. So after all these after turn effects, which I'm going to speed up next video, trust me, oh my gosh. He's going to set up another layer of spikes, which is not a good thing. But I'm going to go ahead and Dragon Tail him out right now. Get that thing out of here. That big, bulky piece of crap. Looks like a freaking upside down plant or something. And I take the Iron Barbs too, which is just destroying Dragonite's livability. But I force in the Landorus, and I'm hoping Stealth Rocks will be enough to kill, but he lives with like 1 HP. That's not even like a sliver. It's like, that's nothing. He lives like a quarter of an HP. Oh god, sucks. And then he's going to get back Leech Seed too. I'm putting myself in a huge bind right here. And he's going to go ahead and go for the Hidden Power Ice, which is of course going to break the substitute. I mean, come on now, I could be max special defensive bulk and there's no way I'd live that stupid attack. So right here I'm going to go ahead and Dragon Tail out again. I'm just trying to phase, but of course Dragon Tail is going to kill. Oh hey, look, a critical hit! That didn't matter. Yay, luck! I'm sure some of you guys can relate to that. So right here I'm going to get some leftovers, which is going to help. And since there's no Pokemon on the field, I'm not going to take any Leech Seed damage or heal any of his other pokes. So here he brings in his Latios, which is just awful. He goes for the Draco Meteor, which I'm really glad he did, which means that next time I bring in a Pokemon, he's going to be forced to switch up, because that -2 special attack without the specs is going to make all of his attacks do nothing. Unless it's like 4 times super effective. So here, more after turns, boring. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring in Sphere. This is my last guy, and I am kind of SOL at this point. He still has his Ferrothorn and his Latios, and I'm feeling like I am so dead right now. I'm SOL. I'm stuck into whatever move I pick, so I'm going to have to go for my only offensive move, which is in the form of after turns, entry hazards, wait for it, Nightshade. So I'm going to be doing a heavy 100 damage every time I attack, and it looks like I might be able to take it out this next Nightshade. Just maybe. I'm not sure about it, but I really don't have any other option but to go for Nightshade again. And actually all of these speed EVs are starting to pay off, even though he's paralyzed. But I'm going to end up killing the Ferrothorn, which is pretty good, but now that he has this Latios, I'm feeling like I'm totally SOL. He gets the Stealth Rock damage, which is good, and then of course he makes the smart play and goes for Surf this turn. And Surf is going to hit my Deoxys D pretty... I didn't do anything. So I'm going to hit it with that Nightshade. And looking at it, it looks like it can be a 2-hit KO even with leftovers. But I don't think I can live the Draco Meteor, so at this point, I'm thinking the game's over. Oh, it sucks. And it goes for that big Draco Meteor. And I see my HP going down, 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 and I live with 4 HP! Yes, live! So excited! That Nightshade is going to take it out, and I am going to win 1-0. Very close match. Very down to the last second. Great match, Rampage529. So like I said, guys, that's going to be the game. And I hope you rate, comment, subscribe, maybe pass the video around. Let's get me popular, you know? Hey. And I'll see you guys next time.